Hello students, here in this video I am going to discuss about the important topics to be focused to get a success in GATE 2025. As you know, the GATE exam is very soon, it is hardly 2 months. So in this time, where you have to focus, on what topics you have to focus. As every one of us know, IIT Roorkee is conducting GATE 2025. And moreover, it is an important point, IIT Roorkee is an organizing committee, but GATE paper is prepared by IISc Bangalore along with 7 old IITs. They will form a committee and the committee will prepare the GATE question paper. So don't fall into the false information that IIT Roorkee is conducting the GATE exam. It does not mean that only IIT Roorkee people are going to prepare the GATE paper. But on demand of many students, I am going to explain you in previous years, IIT Roorkee conducted GATE exam in 2009 and 2017. And from what topics questions were asked in 2009 and 2017. Along with this, I am going to explain you most important topics and untapped areas where you have to focus. These things we are going to discuss in the video. Very first, I'll start with the programming, data structures and algorithm. Generally, people you called PDA. And PDA is one of the most weighted subject in GATE computer science. You can look at GATE 2009. There are totally 20 marks given from PDA. And the 20 marks consisting of 8 2-mark questions and 4 1-mark questions. And these are the topics from where questions were asked. Don't worry, I'm going to share this PDF in the description. Please download it and refer it, and that will be for your reference. And from these topics like recurrence relations, recursion, hashing, maximum height calculation of AVL tree, heap tree, a linked question is given which is of 4 marks. Kruskal algorithm, quick sort, selection sort, divide and conquer, Bellman-Ford algorithm, longest common subsequences. In 2017, there are 2 sets of paper. In set 1, there is total of 19 marks from PDA, and in set 2 there are total of 18 marks from PDA. In PDA, in set 2, total 18 marks, 8 2-mark questions and 2 1-mark questions, totally 18 marks asked, and these are the topics from where questions were asked. And when it comes to the PDA, the most expected topics from where you can expect the questions are tree traversals, hashing, stack applications, graph traversal, time complexities, master theorem, sorting, searching, shortest path, minimum cost spanning trees. And when you compare the previous papers of 2009 and 2017, we can see the regular kind of questions only came in PDA. Okay, it is mean not any special type of questions, not different type of questions like untapped areas from where no questions were asked. All are regular kind of questions, and PDA is one of the important subject. You can focus on it. Next, I'll go ahead with database management system. In 2017, from DBMS, they asked 8 marks. In set 1, in set 2, again it is 8 marks. And clearly, these 8 marks are from 5 different topics. But when you see these papers, the previous papers, the irreducible set, we also called a minimal set of functional dependencies. It is the question that was asked for the first time. In 2017, irreducible set is untapped area, because in 2017, based on this irreducible set topic, no questions are given before 2017. And even multi-column subquery, division operator, safe query, these are all the new topics from where questions were asked. Fine. And one more important thing is, in both set 1 and set 2, most of the topics from where questions were asked are untapped areas. And one of the good question which was asked is number of conflict serializable schedules. And to solve this question, you may take something 4 to 5 minutes of time when you are solving for the first time. And this is a question which is totally untapped, and to solve such questions, you require much knowledge or in-depth knowledge of the concepts. And in 2009, they have asked 10 marks from DBMS. Concepts are conflict serializability, B plus tree insertion, relational algebra, nested queries, normal forms. And see, so far B plus tree insertion, there is only one question asked, that too in 2009. Before that, after that, on just insertion, no questions were asked. So by looking these two papers, what I can suggest you is, from DBMS, there is a more scope is there for asking questions on untapped areas. And here I am suggesting you some of the topics along with the topics that I have shown. These are the topics from where you can expect a questions, like checking functional dependencies, additional FDs, finding normal forms of the relations, decomposition properties, tuple relational calculus, and deadlock handling. And untapped areas here are equivalence of FDs, because previously more questions were asked on untapped areas. So I suggest you focus on untapped areas from the DBMS subject. That is equivalence of FDs, decomposing the relations, timestamp based protocols, checkpointing, and B plus tree insertion and deletions. B plus tree insertion, one question was given in 2009. After that, no question is given, and you can expect different way of asking such questions possible on B plus tree insertion and deletion. Next, we'll go ahead with theory of computation, TOC subject for you. In 2009, there are 8 marks, and they have asked questions like language to find from given grammar. Grammar is given and asked to find what is a language. Language finding from regular expressions, some theory questions and automata conversions, and mixed topic questions, means it is not just one topics, multiple topics are mixed one together and ask some questions. Find the language of the grammar, problem solving on closure properties of CFL. These are conventional questions only asked in TOC subject. And in 2017, there are 7 marks and 8 marks in 2 sets of papers. And these are the topics from where questions were asked. When you look for TOC, we can say that 7 to 8 marks is guarantee. And along with the topics that I have shown, here, the some of the topics that you have to focus on TOC subject is minimum state DFA, CFL properties, decidability, languages finding, epsilon NFAs, and language identification. And untapped areas are some regular expressions, DCFL properties, recursively enumerable language properties, from where you can expect some questions in the GATE 2025. Next, we'll go ahead with a compiler design. In compiler design, there are limited number of topics, and from every topic, most of the questions were already asked. So you don't find much new kind of questions in compiler design. From where questions were asked: follow set, static single assignment form, derivation trees, and phases, and the match the following, LR parses theory questions, elimination of left recursion. In GATE 2009, there is only 3 marks. That is, phases of compiler match the following kind of question is given, and one is syntax directed translation. By looking these topics, what we can understand, from compiler, you can expect regular type of questions, but scope is there for untapped areas also. But untapped areas, it is not mean that it is completely different question from compiler design subject. The questions are on the same topics, but the way they may ask you may be different. So expected topics are precedence and associativity of the operators, LL of one parse table, conflicting states and entries in LR parsers, syntax directed definition, live variable analysis. From 2021, onwards, live variable analysis topic was introduced. And from this topic, you can expect definitely 1 2 marks question. And untapped areas are left factoring. So far, no question is given on left factoring. And how many variables are needed? Minimum variables are needed in 3 address code, and optimization, some theoretical questions for 1 mark. These are the expected topics along with the topics I have shown, and these are some of the untapped areas. But focus on untapped areas also. Next, we'll go ahead with digital logic design. Digital is one of the beautiful subject, and you can easily score the marks from digital logic. In 2017, there are 4 marks, and in 7 marks is given in set 1 and set 2 respectively. In 2009, it is 4 marks. Means you can expect a minimum of 4 marks from digital subjects. And there are no much new questions you can expect. These are only the conventional kind of questions. If you follow the class notes of faculty, then you can able to solve the digital logic questions. So questions were asked on overflow, minimum number of NOR gates required when you're solving the Boolean expressions, T flip-flop, D flip-flops, and number systems, Boolean algebra simplification, K-maps, counters. In 2019, question 9, questions are given on number system conversions, design using NOR logic. See, this topic is repeated. Focus on it. And counters. When you look for the most expected topics along with the topics I have shown are complements, number system conversions, NAND NOR gates, and multiplexers, counters. Untapped areas are binary codes, decoders, and registers. These are the topics from where you can expect questions. Focus on these topics. Next, we'll see computer organization. And computer organization is one of the beautiful subject, and it is a challenging subject. And many of the students are going to skip the questions, but you should not skip, because it is going to play an important role in your gate rank. That's why focus more on COM. And in 2009 and 2017 papers, if you analyze it, questions were asked on cache memory, memory organization, pipeline organization, IO organization, computer arithmetic, and magnetic hard disks. And the most expected topics this year is on addressing modes. When you look for the operating system, in 2009, 10 marks is given from the topics of RAM chip implementation, simple paging techniques, page replacement algorithms, disk scheduling algorithms, deadlocks, process state diagrams, inter-process synchronization, multi-level paging. In 2017, in set 1, only 4 marks given, and in set 2 also only 4 marks given. Means comparatively other years, in 2017, some less weightage is given for operating system. And these are the topics from where questions were asked. When you look for the expected topics, page replacement algorithm, process scheduling algorithms, disk scheduling algorithms, inter-process synchronization, non-contiguous MMTs, process state diagrams, dual mode of operations by CPU, and threads. When you look for the untapped areas, working set windows, overlays, operations on a process, classical examples of inter-process synchronization, and inode implementation. And when you look for the computer networks, in 2009, it is given 8 marks as the weightage, and totally 4 questions are given. 4 are 2 marks questions, 4 into 2, 8 marks, and these are the topics from where questions were asked. In 2017, it is 6 and 6, and it is also one of the good weighted subject, and TCP connection management, information security, CRC, information security, stop and wait protocols, and routing algorithms, sockets, fragmentation and reassembly, Hamming code, network performance parameters. These are the topics from where questions were asked. According to me, it is my perception purely, I believe that the people who solve questions from computer networks are able to crack the GATE exam easily. Because in my experience, I have seen, I am telling you this because in my experience, I have seen many students, the people who are good at computer organization and computer networks in these 2 subjects, those people are got very good ranks. So I suggest you don't give up of these two subjects, focus more on these subjects at this point of time also, and solve all the questions whichever is going to come in GATE 2025, so that you will also be one of the ranker. Look at, these are the expected topics from where you can expect a questions, and these are the untapped areas, and these are the untapped areas from where you can expect the questions. Then when you look for the discrete mathematics, and most of the students neglect discrete mathematics but never neglect discrete mathematics and engineering mathematics, because from discrete mathematics in 2017, 10 marks is very good weightage, and in another set it is 8 marks, and these are the topics from where questions were asked. In 2009 it is 14 marks. So means it is also going to play an important role in your GATE rank. So you can easily score marks from discrete mathematics, and questions asked from 2009 in discrete mathematics is classification of algebraic structures, chromatic numbers, sum of degrees, types of relations, generators, quantifiers, logical equivalences. These are the topics from where questions were asked. And the expected and untapped areas, if you look at, tautology is one of the important topic. You can expect the questions. Tautology, rules of inference, multiple quantifiers, recurrence relations, generating functions, sum of degrees theorems, planar graphs, graph coloring, power set, partial ordering, lattices, generators. These are the topics you must focus, because there is a more probabilities there to ask questions from these topics. Now finally, but not the least, we'll go ahead with engineering mathematics. Most of the students neglect it, but I never suggest you to neglect. So focus on it, give equal importance, because easily you can score marks in engineering mathematics. In GATE 2009, you got 4 marks, that is less weightage, but in 2017, the situation was changed, it is 8 and 10 marks. And these are the topics from where questions were asked. But it is the expert faculty of us that given information that these topics, from these topics questions were asked, but whatever the questions were asked, it is not so easy. The student who have in-depth knowledge on multiple concepts, they can able to solve it. So means questions are not straightforward questions. Questions are given on mixed topics, right? And see, this is one of the question which was asked in 2017 GATE paper. To solve such questions, it requires the knowledge of multiple topics. If you correlate all the topics, you can able to answer such questions. When you look for the expected topics, the basic integration, eigenvalues, conditional probability, limits, and untapped areas are properties of symmetric related eigenvalues and eigenvectors from linear algebra, Lagrange mean value theorem from calculus, conditional probability are the untapped areas from where you can expect questions. Okay, so these are the subjects that are there in computer science engineering GATE syllabus. Now I'm going to talk about a simple strategy to be followed in these last few days. Means in these 2 months of duration, what strategy to be followed to get a success in GATE 2025. One thing I can definitely tell you, this is not time to refer your textbooks. This is a time to solve more questions. So means your preparation should be practice through questions. So practice through questions means you have to solve more the questions by writing the test series. Test series is one of the important thing, right? You have to take the test series and write one test in a day. One test in a day. So one test per day. This is mandatory. Now, whenever you are writing one test, and do remember, you should not guess. No guess. And the first and foremost bad quality is guessing. You should not guess, okay? You should not guess. If you know, solve the question, answer it. If you don't know, leave it instead of guessing it. So you should not guess it. And suppose, let us say a test is for 25 marks, and assuming the test consisting of 10 2 marks questions and 1 mark questions are 5, assuming there are 15 questions. In that 15 questions, assuming you are able to solve 5 questions, you solved 5 questions. What I suggest is, you didn't solve 10 questions. I suggest you put an error book, just you keep one error book, okay? And in this error book, what you write is, from which topics you made a mistakes. You write topic name in which you made a mistake and revise the topic and solve that unsolved question, okay? And any of your observations after revising the topics where you are missing, or that observation you write as a short notes. So that what you do in that one exam, you didn't solve 10 questions. It means in that day 10 topics are revised of that particular subject. And this is to be repeated continuously. It does not mean that you have to write only one test per day. Sometimes it depends on that, depends on your capability. You write 2 tests, 3 tests, but writing tests is important at this point of time. And especially from January 1st, at least January 1st, you start writing full-length mock test. Full-length mock test. Why full-length mock test? Because GATE paper consisting of all subjects, right? It is not questions from only one particular subject, only one particular topic. So all subjects, different concepts. So that you have to train your brain such a way that in that 3 hours of a time, your brain should switch to different subjects and different concepts. At that point of time, the concept to be recollected and apply the concept on the problem, you have to solve it. So all this should happen in 3 hours of a duration. So that to do that, you have to write one full-length mock test, minimum one full-length mock test per day, at least from January 1st. And someday you write 2 tests, someday you write 1 test. Full-length mock test means it consisting of 65 questions. If 65 questions are there, assuming you are able to solve only 20 questions, you are not able to solve remaining 45 questions. It means that on the day, you should revise these 45 concepts. As I told you in the previous slide, you put one error book. In that error book, you write topic names where you made a mistakes and revise the topics and solve all the unsolved questions, right? Solve all the unsolved questions and your observations, if any, that you have to write. And make sure that you should write minimum one full-length test per day, at least from January 1st. According to me, I can suggest you December 1st only the best time to start writing full-length mock test. Suppose if you haven't started, at least start from January 1st. So when you write first test, suppose you are able to solve 20 questions, not able to solve 45 questions. On that day, 45 questions, topics are revised and solved and your observations are written as a short notes. In the second day, again when you write a mock test of 65 questions, definitely the number of questions you are able to solve are going to be increased, let us say 21 questions only, because most of the questions that are going to be appeared in the second test are maybe the concepts that you have revised in the previous topic. So that what you do, you have to solve this 44 questions. 44 questions you have to list out, revise the topics, solve and write a short notes. And repeat this for minimum 30 days and put a target of writing 50 full-length mock test. 50 full-length mock test. And this is important. If you write 50 full-length mock tests, so that every day you repeat this process of analyzing what topics you made a mistakes and revise those topics, solve the questions of the unsolved questions and short notes and repeat it. After writing 49th test, you are going to write 50th test. When you are going to write 50th test, the number of questions that you are going to solve is going to be increased. This able to solve is going to be increased and not able to solve is going to be decreased. That gives you a motivation for you to crack GATE 2025 easily. This is mandatory, and without writing mock test, and if you go blindly to the exam, that hopefully may not work. So writing test is important. Okay, and hope this video is helpful for you, and whatever the content I have explained and whatever the data that we have collected from me and my expert team, and those data is available for you for download in the description box. Please download it and use this information. Hope you have enjoyed the session. Thank you. And moreover, if you want to prepare for GATE 2025 in a short time, so far you haven't prepared, our modules like quick revision course and previous year GATE and ISRO questions, pre-recorded lectures are helpful for you for cracking the GATE exam. And we also have the GATE Hindi lectures, which is available in pre-recorded mode. Use these lectures and listen those lectures in our native language, means our Hindi भाषा में आप पढ़ाई कीजिए, so that आपका पढ़ाई आसान हो जाएगा. So thank you one and all for listening to this lecture and hope this information is useful. Thank you one and all.